Breaking news. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, has started producing Russian-made luxury vehicles. First up for assembly in the Arab country is the Urus Sonat, which will be followed by the Urus Commandant SUV. Russia has started to assemble the domestic luxury car brand Urus in the United Arab Emirates, Deputy Prime Minister Denis Mancharev announced on Sunday. The Urus Sonat, an executive sedan, was the first vehicle to roll off the assembly line. It became famous as Russian President Vladimir Putin's limousine. Mancharev also mentioned that eventually, though no timeline was given, production would be expanded to include Urus Commandant SUVs. Mancharev also mentioned that a dealership for the sale and personalization of Urus automobiles for customers in the UAE is in the works. The minister predicted that the United Arab Emirates would emerge as a regional distribution center for high-end automobiles manufactured in Russia. "We're thinking about growing the business. First, we will firmly establish ourselves here in the UAE, and then we will move forward," he said in response to a question about the possibility of opening an Urus showroom in Saudi Arabia. Mancharev had previously stated that the Middle East and North African countries would constitute Urus's primary export market in the near future. The Russian Ministry of Industry and Trade commissioned the development of the Urus line of luxury vehicles in 2013 to replace the current fleet of mostly imported vehicles driven by Russia's highest officials. Putin's inauguration in May 2017 marked the launch of the product. A change of heart led to the cars being released to the public in both international and domestic markets. The Urus Sonat sedan starts at $443,700, and the Urus Commandant starts at $447,000, as listed on the Panavtu dealership's website. In 2020, President Vladimir Putin admitted to not using cell phones as part of his security measures, saying that there was an official line to call if one needed to get in touch with someone. Putin does not use cell phones or similar devices because he does not have too much time, according to Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, who has made this claim on numerous occasions. It's true that Putin's distrust of the internet is one explanation for his reluctance to adopt such technology. The Russian leader has previously indicated that he believes the internet to be a CIA project. Since he believes that US and some European governments monitor all types of information, he has urged his countrymen and close colleagues not to conduct searches on Google. His critics and opponents call this insecurity. It's common knowledge that Putin hates cell phones, and to be perfectly frank, he has good reason to avoid the internet for security reasons. His advisors tell him, smartphones aren't safe by any stretch of the imagination, and they also give him information cards. The day begins with a review of 3 security informational documents. Peskov says, one is about what's happening around the world, another is about what's happening in Russia, and the third is about what's happening within its nomenklatura or close-knit elite. For him, adds the presidential spokesman, this is the most important information and the one that will define his day, and I recall having spoken with foreign journalists who said they were frustrated because if they have information that conflicts with that of Putin's intelligence services, Putin will assume that his spies are right and that they are mistaken. Vladimir Putin's accessibility has become extremely restricted since his public comments on terrorism and pandemics, and those who wish to meet with him must do so at a respectful distance, as was the case during his conversations with his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, who was required to sit 7 meters away, at the opposite end of a table. Several of these measures date back to the coronavirus pandemic that helped isolate the country even further, and the Russian security service lists the following among the directives that were put in place at the time. A mandatory 2-week viewing for anyone interested in seeing him. A strict medical monitoring regime that includes regular testing for everyone in his immediate vicinity. And a drastic reduction in his public appearances. Peskov confirmed that Putin's security measures against COVID-19 would remain in place until the Kremlin's healthcare specialists considered it appropriate. YSK en Rusia su salud personal es vista como un asunto de seguridad nacional, y en entrevista con el programa Radio 4 de Inglaterra, el General James Clapper, que supervisó a la CIA, al FBI, A la NSA y se desempeñó como uno de los principales asesores del presidente Barack Obama, confirmó que, efectivamente, Putin ha estado aislado,